kindly start with invocation, praise Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and then start recitation. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Durena Yavaram Karma Bhuti Yoga Dhananjaya Buddho Saranam Vichcha Krupana Falahetava. I don't have to write Sanskrit.
Oh Dhananjaya, keep all the abominable activities far distance by devotional service and in the consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who wants to enjoy the fruits of their work and misery.
Buddhi yukto jahati ham ube sukrute duskrute tasmad yogaya yujasva yoga karma sukosalam.
A man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reaction even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work.
Karmanjam buddhi yukta hi phalam takta manishina jalmam jalma bandhan vina vinimrukta padam gacchantya.
By those engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the result of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all misery by going back to Godhead.
यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिव्यतीतरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निवेदं श्रोतव्यस्य सुतस्य च.
When your intelligence has passed out of the dense force of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been here and all this to be here.
श्रुतिविप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा शास्यन्ति निश्चला समाधावचलबुद्धिस्तदा योगमवाप्स्यसि.
When your mind is no longer distributed by the florid language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness.
Arjuna uvacha स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भासा समाधिस्थस्य केवल स्थितब्धि की प्रभासेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्.
Arjuna said, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak and what is his language? How does he sit and how does he walk?
Sri Bhagavan उवाच प्रजहाति यदा कर्मा वा पार्थ मनोमताम् एव आत्मना युष्ट स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Partha, when a man gives all varieties of desire for sense gratification which arise from mental concussion, and when his mind, those purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness.
दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमना सुखेषु विगतस्पृह वीतरागभयक्रोध स्थितिमुनिरुच्यते.
One who is not disturbed in mind even amidst the threefold miseries of or elated, when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment. Fear and anger is called a sage of steady mind.
य सर्वात् य सर्वात् य सर्वार्थानभिश्रेयः ततस्प्राप्य शुभाशुभं नापि नन्दति न दृष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge.
यदा सः रते चायं कुर्मोऽधानिव सर्वस इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियाते भयतस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
One who is able to withdraw his sense from a sense objects as the tortoise draws its limbs within the cell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness.
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसव्रजरसोऽप्यस्य परं द्रष्टा निवर्तते.
Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste of for sense object remain, but chasing such engagement by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness.
यतो तु यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चित इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः.
The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjun, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them.
तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्तः आसीत् मत्परः वशे हि यस्य इन्द्रियाणि तस्य यज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
One who restrains his sense, keeping them under full control, and fix his consciousness upon me, is known as man of steady intelligence.
ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसं संस्थेषु उपजायते सज्ञाशजायते कामक्रोधऽपि जायते.
While contemplating the object of the sense, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from the lust, anger arises.
क्रोधाद्रवति सन्मोहा स्मृतिविभ्रम स्मृतिप्रसादबुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाश प्रणश्यति.
From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
रागद्वेषविमुक्तेस्तु विषयनिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवशे विधेय आत्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principle of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord.
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो यशो बुद्धिप्रयवतिष्ठते.
For one those satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold misery of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one intelligence is soon well established.
नास्ति युक्तस्य न चापुक्तस्य भावना न च भवयते शान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्.
One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace?
इन्द्रियाणि यहणां हि चरन्ता य- यमन्नो युः यमन्नो विधीयते यत् तदस्य हरन्ति प्रज्ञां वायुना वमिवापसि.
As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming sense on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence.
तस्मादस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वश इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थे प्रयतस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठता.
Therefore, O mighty armed one whose senses are restrained from their object is certainly of steady intelligence.
या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्या जागृति संयमे यस्या जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनिः.
What is night for all beings in the time of awaking for the self control, and the time of awaking for all beings is night for the introspective says.
अपूर्यमाणं जलपतिसृष्ट समुद्रमाप प्रविशन्ति यद्यत् त्वदत्मकामाय प्रविंशति सर्व स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी.
A person who is not disturbed by the insistent follow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires.
विहाय कामन्य सर्वा पुमाश्चरन्ति विहाय कामन्य सर्वा पुमाश्चरन्ति निःस्पृह निर्ममो निरहङ्कार स शान्तिम् अधिगच्छति.
A person who has given up all desire for sense gratification, who lives free from desire, who has given up all senses of proprietorship, and is devoid of a false ego, he alone can attain real peace.
एष ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा श्याममथ काले अपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाण उच्यते.
That is the way of a spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is those situated even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God.
तीसरी भगवद गीता से उपनिषद से कृष्ण अर्जुन संवादे द्वितीय अध्याय
Sankhya-yogo nama Vidya-yah.
द्वितीय अध्याय.
Hare Krishna,
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare.
हरे राम
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
राम राम
Rama, Hare
हरे
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare Hare. Hare
हरे राम
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
राम राम
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
हरे
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
Krishna.
कृष्ण
Hare Hare.
हरे हरे
Hare
हरे
Rama,
राम
Hare
हरे राम
Rama,
Rama
राम
Rama
Rama
राम
Rama,
Rama
Hare
हरे
Hare.
हरे.
Hare.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna. Thank you so much.
subscribe by
And Sanchita Mataji. So beautiful recitations. Okay. We got devotees joined. Ramlala Prabhuji and Prabhavati Sachi Mataji. Then with Pranam Arudo Shishila Prabhupada. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we shall move on to the next part. It is Japa. So can I request Ramlala Prabhuji, would you like to do Jai Panchatattva Mantra Prabhuji?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yes. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram, 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 Hare Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Guru.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Hare
Nityananda
Hare.
Sri
Hare Krishna,
Radha
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Hare
Sri
Hare.
Radha
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Ram
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास गौर जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास गौर भक्त वृंद Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If anyone is still chanting, kindly come take it behind. Meanwhile, we shall move to the next part, which is the Kirtan. So we do not have any allocated devotees. So I'm just going to request devotees to participate for the Kirtan Mangalacharana prayers, Guru Vandana. Hare Krishna, Mrida Sachi Mataji, are you comfortable to participate with any of these things, Mataji? Kirtan, Guru Vandana, or Mangalacharana prayers, Mataji? If you're just listening, that's fine. Okay, and Sandeep Prabhuji and Gayatri Mataji, if you're going, so that's all right. If you're simply reading. Ramlala Prabhuji and Sita Sundari Mataji, would you like to do any Kirtan?
Hare Krishna. Yes, I can do Mangalacharana, but Sita Sundari, she is sick. Yeah, she cannot do.
Okay, we will do Mangalacharana. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we are in the car, but I can just sing Jai Radha Madhava Prabhuji, if that's okay.
Yes, Mataji, that would be very nice.
Okay, Prabhuji. Right now, Prabhuji, immediately.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, please.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदनन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन
यमुनातीरावनचारी
तीरावनचारी
यमुनातीरावनचारी
वनचारी
जय राधमाधव जय कुञ्ज बिहारी गिरिवरध नन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
वनचारी
जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्ज बिहारी
जय कुञ्ज बिहारी
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय प्रभुपादा श्रील प्रभुपादा
जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा श्रील प्रभुपादा
जय गुरुदेवा श्रील गुरुदेवा
जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा
नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
जय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल Hari bol, Nitai Gaura Hari bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Nitai Gaura Hari bol.
Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari bol. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji. So beautifully done. Very nice. So divine. Okay, thank you so much. Still, we end up flowing in chord. So beautifully sung. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we shall move on to further. Next is the Guru Vandana. Anyone would like to lead Guru Vandana? Prabhupada, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Mataji?
Okay, Hare Krishna. Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, and the devotees, wherever it is possible, everyone can follow Mataji when Mataji leads. Thank you, Mataji. So when you are ready, Mataji, please.
Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma
Shri
Shri Guru
Guru
Charana
Charana Padma
Padma
Kevala
Kevala
Bhakti
Bhakti
Sadma
Sadham
Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala
Kevala
Bhakti
Bhakti
Sadma
Sadma
Bandhu Mui Savadana Mate
Vandamo
Bandamoi Savadana
Sadhana
Mate
Mate
Jahara Prasade Bhai E Bhavaturiya Jai
Jara Prasade
Bhai
Eva
Eva
Doriya Jai
Jai
Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te
Krishna
Krishna
Prapti
Prapti Hoy
Hoy Jaha
Jaha Hoy
Hote
Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te
Krishna
Krishna
Prapti
Prapti
Hoy
Hoy
Jaha
Jaha Hoy
Hote
Guru Mukha Padmavakya Chitte Te Kuriya Aikya
Guru
Mukha
Mukha Padma
Padmavakya
Vakkya Siddhe
Siddhete
Koriya Yukta
Arana Kore Ho Mane Asha
Arna Koriyo Mone Asha
Sri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttamagati
Shri Guru Charane Rati
Aise
Ese Uttama
Tamagati
Gati
Je Prasade Pure Sarva Asha
Je
He Prasade
Prasade Pure
Pure
Sarva Asha
Sarva
चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से
चक्षुदानो दिलो
Chakshudana Dilo Jai
जय
Janme
जन्मे
Janme
प्रभु
Prabhu
से
Se
चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से
Sudan Nilode, Jame Prabhu Se,
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित
Divya
Dibbogana
Jnana
Hriday
Hriday
Prakashito.
Prakashito,
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित
Divya
Dibbogana
Jnana
Hriday
Hriday
Prakashito.
Prakashito,
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते
Emo
Prema
Bhakti
Bhakti Jaha
Jahote
Hoite
Avidya
Avidya
Vinasha
Vinasha
Jate.
Jate,
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते
Premo
Prema
Bhakti
Bhakti Jaha
Jahote
Hoite
Avidya
Avidya Vinasha
Vinasha
Jate,
Jate.
वेदे गाय जहाँ रचरितो
Vedega
Vedivai
Jara
Jahara
Charito.
Charito,
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु
Sri
Sri
Guru
Guru
Karuna
Karuna
Sindhu
Sindhu
Adamaja
Adamajanara
Narabandhu.
Bandhu,
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु
Sri
Sri
Guru
Guru
Karuna
Karuna
Sindhu
Sindhu Adamajanara
Adamaja
Bandhu,
Narabandhu.
लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवारा
Lokana
Lokana
Lokera
Lokera Jivana.
Jivana,
लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना
Lokana
Lokana Lokera
Lokera
Jivana.
Jivana,
हाँ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद चया
Aha
Aha
Prabhu
Prabhu Koro
Karodaya
Daya,
Deho
Deho
Mure
Mure Pada
Apakachaya.
Chaya,
हाँ प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद चया
Ha
Aha
Prabhu
Prabhu Koro
Karodaya
Daya,
Deho
Deho
Mure
Mure Pada Chaya,
Apakachaya.
एबे जश गुशु त्रिभुवाना
Ebe
Eveja
Jar Gushukri Bhuvana,
एबे जश गुशु त्रिभुवाना
Eveja
Ebe Jar
Pushupati
Gushukri
Bhuvana.
Bhuvana,
श्रील प्रभुपाद ले ले शरणा
Srila
Srila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Lila
Lelo
Charana.
Sharana,
श्रील गुरुदेव ले ले शरणा
Sriya
Srila
Gurudeva
Gurudev Lelo
Charana.
Sharana,
जय जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा
Jaya
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 Prabhupada.
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada,
Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय शिल गुरुदेव
Jaya
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 Gurudev.
Gurudev, 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 Jaya
Gurudev.
Shila Gurudev.
जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय
Jai,
Jai.
शिल गुरुदेव की जय
Jai,
Jai.
ऑल द assembled devotees की जय हरे कृष्ण
Jai.
Jai.
हरे कृष्ण
Very beautiful. Thank you so much,
Nitai
ma'am.
Gautamanande. Hari Hari.
Hari Hari
हरि हरि बोल
Bol.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी हरे
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay. It's very beautiful. Next is Mangalacharana praise. Can I request Sita Sundari Mataji to lead Mangalacharana praise? Everyone follow.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
ॐ अज्ञानोतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः।
Oh.
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः।
श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति सम्पदान्तिकाम्।
श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्।
वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतो पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च।
वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च।
श्रीरूपं सग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथितं तं सजीवम्।
श्रीरूपं
साग्रजातं
सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं
तं
सजीवम्
सजीवम्।
तद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवम्।
सद्वैतं सावधूतं
परिजनसहितं
परिजनसहितं
कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवम्
श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवम्।
श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशोखन्वितं च।
श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च।
हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते।
हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते।
सप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये।
सप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये।
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नमिने।
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले
श्रीमते
भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देशतारिणे।
नमस्ते
नमस्ते
सरस्वती
सरस्वते
देवी
देवी
गौरवाणी
गौरवाणी
प्रचारिणे
प्रचारिणे
निर्विशेष
निर्विशेष
शून्यवादी
शून्यवादी
पाश्चात्य
पाश्चात्य
देशतारिणे।
देशतारिणे।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री
श्री अद्वैत
अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautifully led this Mangalacharana praise. Thank you so much. Okay, we shall move on to the next is the Prema Dhvani praise. Who would like to lead this Prema Dhvani praise? Later, Mataji, are you comfortable to lead this Prema Dhvani praise, Mataji?
No, Prabhuji, I can follow you.
Okay, that's fine, Mataji. And Busha Mataji, would you like to lead?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Here and follow Jai.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Thank you. I'll try next time, Prabhuji.
Sure, Mataji.
Shall I Prabhu start?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Thank you. जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टा ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस लीला ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
Jai.
आचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की
Jai.
इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
जय से कहो श्री चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की
Jai.
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
Jai.
राम धाम की
Jai.
मथुरा धाम की
Jai.
अद्वैत धाम की
Jai.
जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
Jai.
गंगा माई की
Jai.
माई की
Jai.
तुलसी देवी की
Jai.
भक्ति देवी की
Jai.
कीर्तन यज्ञ की
Jai.
मृदंगा की
Jai.
राम वेद भक्तविंद की
Jai.
गौ प्रेमानंदे
Hari Hari Bol.
all glories to assembled devotees,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
all glories to assembled devotees,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Shri
Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So beautiful. Okay, so with that one, all Mangalacharana prayers are done. So now we shall move on to the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so we have been discussing um, okay, so today covering slokas are 64 and 65. So just a little bit of recap in the last sections. So Krishna was speaking to Arjuna and what happens and the controlling the senses, how these senses will be deviated automatically. Okay, so these were describing to Arjuna. 51, 20, 64. Okay, so in the last two shlokas, Sakshi Mataji was describing one of the shlokas 62, that is Jayito Vishyan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate Sanga Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Abhijayate. Okay, this particular one, and just before that one, Krishna Tani Sarvani Samyamya Yukta Sita Matparaha Vashehi Yasindriyani Tasya Prajna Pratisthita. And Arjuna was asking about this. So these are all as part of the Buddhi Yoga or devotional service. Arjuna was asking, how does the a person who is situated in the Buddhi Yoga, how he sits, how he speaks, and what is his behavior? How does he will walk like that? Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisya keshava sthitadihi kim prabhasheta. How does he speak? Kim asita vrajeta kim? How does he sit? How does he walk? So Arjuna was asking all these questions. And then Krishna started speaking all how to control the senses, how a person is situated in the steady mind. He is called Sthita Prajna without deviating his senses, without trying to fulfill his desires, material desires. Instead, he who cultivates into the devotional service. Okay, there and giving different kinds of analogies like yata sambharite chayam kurmonga neva sarvashah indriyani indriyadebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita tani sarvani samyamya vyukta hita matparah vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. And whoever is controlling all his senses, vashehi yasya indriyani, he keeps the indriyas in his control. Generally, whenever we do something, our mind always directs us. But Buddhi Yoga, the Buddhi is higher than the mind. Our intelligence is higher than the mind. Whoever uses the intelligence to control the mind and keep all the senses in his control, he is situated in the proper steady mind. Tasya prajna pratisthita. And later on, Krishna started speaking about how one's mind will be automatically deviated, how one will fall into the clutches of the trap of the senses. So he says, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate Sanga Sanjayate Kamaha Kama Krodho Abhijayate. So initially, when we are contemplating on the objects, so what are the objects when we go outside? When we engage as first of all the eyes and then the ears. So these are the main two senses which are exposed outside. Eyes and ears. We see and we also perceive the sounds. So this Vishayan, so many things are mainly with these two senses. And also speaking, the tongue, and to eat the food and speaking so many things, and nose for smelling, and the hands or the skin is to touch. These are so many other sense gratificatory things. So when we are exposed to the material world, materialistic things, we feel that the mind influences all senses. You go and feel, you go and eat it, you go and speak, you go and look at it and enjoy. These are all, and whenever it induces the mind and the senses like that, then what happens to us? We started contemplating on those objects. Jayito Vishayan Pumsaha. And then what happens? Sangasteshu Pajayate. So now we will be more familiar with those things. Okay, getting the knowledge of how we can use those senses, how we can enjoy that knowledge will be, that is called Sangasteshu Pajayate. More familiarity. Now you got the little bit of knowledge, awareness, how we can engage the senses, how we can enjoy. Likewise, you'll get. Then the Sangha happens. And then Sangha Sanjayate Kamaha. Now, because of that familiarity and Sangha, what happens? You wanted to fulfill the desires now. Sanjayate Kamaha, desire will sprout. And then Kamat Krodho Abhijayate. And from the Kama, from the desires, Krodho Abhijayate, the anger would come out. If you are not able to fulfill the desires, then immediately anger will come out. And then what happens? Krodhodbhavati sammohaha, sammoha smriti vibhramaha, smriti bramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranasyati. When the anger comes, krodhodbhavati sammohaha. Sammohaha is called perfect illusion. When we are in angry mood, then we are in the illusion. Immediately the memory and what is right, what is not right, we cannot understand, we cannot discriminate. That is illusion. Prododbhavati sammohaha. And then when we are in the illusion, sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Smriti means of the memory. Smriti vibhramaha. There will be bewilderment of the memory. So we cannot recall any what is right, what is not right, what is said in the scriptures, and what we have heard from the elders and the spiritual master and from the devotees. Those things, we cannot remember those words when we are in the illusion. Then Smriti Brahmshat Buddhinasho. When the memory is not coming, then what happens? Buddhinasho, loss of intelligence. When there Buddhinashat Pranasyati, when the from the loss of intelligence, what happens? Once falls down. Pranasyati means he will go into and entrap into the problems of this material world. Pranasyati. Okay, these problems, Pranasyati means one may fall down into the material pool. Those material pool means either family relations and speaking with the friends and the colleagues. So many of those things like in the offices, clashes, the words are clashing and actions are clashing. And then when the clash is there, we will not become happy. We're always into bewilderment. You immediately get all these things, anger, and we will not be happy at all. Okay, this is Pranasyati. Okay, these two shlokas were covered before. It's just a little bit of recap. And today, so we are waiting for Sanchita Mataji. So until Mataji joins, we shall carry on with the just introduction and then recitation of these two shlokas. Okay, Mataji also join. Hare Krishna, Sanchita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Lord Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And my apologies, sorry, there was a bit of issue to sort out before I could join, so I got
Yeah,
a bit
that's all
late.
right, Mataji.
Sorry about that.
No worries, Mataji. So we'll be engaging a few more minutes, like recitation of the verses, and then we'll come back to you, Mataji. So here, Krishna further is saying that a person who is completely controlling his senses, and for him there is a complete peace, and he will also receive the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then in such a way, he is completely satisfied, and then his intelligence is already properly situated. Likewise, Krishna is speaking in the 64 and 65 shlokas. So we shall try to recite, and then meanwhile, Sanchita Mataji will be ready to speak. Okay, so 64 shloka. रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति. रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति. Can I request dear devotees kindly recite line by line with me? रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति।
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति।
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति।
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति।
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति।
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति।
Can I request the devotees kindly take a time to recite, please? Who would like to go first?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay, thank you. रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति. Hare Krishna. Thank
Would
you.
you like to lead Mataji line by line? We all follow.
Okay, Prabhu. रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
विषयान्
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
आत्मवश्ये विधेयात्मा
आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
Very nice. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Ramlila Prabhuji, please.
रागदेशविमुक्तस्तु निद्रयस्सरन् आत्मवैश्य विधेयात्मा प्रसादाम् अधिगच्छति.
Line by line, Prabhuji.
रागदेशविमुक्तस्तु
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
आत्मवैश्य विषयात्मा
आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा
प्रसादाम् अधिगच्छति.
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, next, Lalita Devi Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. रागद्वेषो विमुक्तैस्तु विषयान् इन्द्रियश्चरन् आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Line by line, Mataji.
रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
विषयान् इन्द्रियश्चरन्
विषयान् इन्द्रियश्चरन्
आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा
आत्मवैश्यर्विधेयात्मा
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Mrida Sachi Mataji, would you like to go?
Okay, Prabhuji. Raga devash vimuktaishtu visyan indriyaishcharana atma vaishyar vidyatma prasadam adhigachati. Raga devas vimuktaishtu
रागद्वेष
रागद्वेषाविमुक्तैस्तु
विमुक्तैस्तु
vishyana indriyascharana
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
atma vaishyar vidyatma
आत्मवर्षेर्विधेयात्मा
विधेयात्मा
prasadam adhigachati.
प्रसादम्
प्रसादम्
पादम्
अधिगच्छति
अधिगच्छति
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhavati Satya Mataji, please.
रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति रागद्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु
रागद्वेषाविमुक्तैस्तु
विमुक्तैस्तु
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
इन्द्रियैश्चरान्
आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
आत्मवैश्यर्विद्यात्मा
प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति
prasadam
अधिगच्छति
adhigachati.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Sanchita Mataji, please.
रागद्वेषविमुक्तैश्च तु विषयानिन्द्रियाश्चरन् आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादाम् अधिगच्छति रागद्वेषविमुक्तैस्तु
रागद्वेष
रागद्वेषाविमुक्तैस्तु
विमुक्तैस्तु
विषयानिन्द्रियाश्चरन्
विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
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 प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति
प्रसादम्
अधिगच्छति
अधिगच्छति
Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Ragadvesha vimuktaistु vishayan indriyascharan atma vaishyer vidheyatma prasadam adhigachati. Ragadvesha vimuktaistु
रागद्वेषाविमुक्तैस्तु
vishayan indriyascharan
विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन्
विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
atma vaishyer vidheyatma
आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
prasadam adhigachati.
प्रसादम्
प्रसादम्
अधिगच्छति
अधिगच्छति. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Do we have Sita Sundari Mataji?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Ragadesha Bimuktastu Vishayan Indriyascharan Atma Vaishayir Vidhyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. Ragadesha Bimuktastu
Ragadvesha
रागद्वेषाविमुक्तैस्तु
vimuktaistु
तैस्तु
Vaishya Indriyascharan
Vishayan
विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन्
indriyaicharan
Atma Bhashya sorry Atma Bhashya Vidhyatma
Atma vaishya
आत्मवैश्यैर्विधेयात्मा
vidhyatma
Prasadam Adhigachati.
prasadam
प्रसादम्
अधिगच्छति.
अधिगच्छति
adhigachati.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. SM SM SM318, please. Would you like to recite this shloka if you are happy? Be comfortable. Okay. That's all right. So this is, we shall move on. So here this shloka. Sanchita Mataji, would you like to read the translation?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, of course. Synonyms and translation?
Just translations.
Okay. Translation by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. We shall also move to the next shloka to recite. So later on, Krishna is saying, for one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. Okay, so Krishna is again saying how one can attain this perfection of human life. Okay, so prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirashopajayate prasanna chetaso hyasu buddhihi paryavatistate. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyasu buddhihi paryavatistate. Can I request all devotees to follow line by line? Prasade sarva dukkhanam
Prasade
Dukhanam
hanirasyopajayate
Nirashyopajayate
prasanna chetaso hyasu
Prasannachetaso hyasu
Yasu
buddhihi paryavatistate.
buddhihi
Buddhihi paryavatishtate
paryavadishtate.
Okay, once again. Prasade sarva dukkhanam
Prasade sarva
Dukkhanam
Sarvadukhanam
hanirasyopajayate
Anirashyopajayate
Nirashyopajayate
prasanna chetaso hyasu
Prasannachetaso hyasu
Prasannachetasyasu
buddhihi paryavatistate.
Buddhihi
buddhihi
paryavatishtate
paryavadishtate.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam
Sade sarvadukhanam
Sarvadukhanam
hanirasyopajayate
Yanirasyopajayate
hanirasyopajayate.
prasanna chetaso hyasu
Prasannachetaso hyasu
Prasannachetasyasu
buddhihi paryavatistate.
buddhihi
Buddhihi
paryavadishtate.
paryavatishtate.
Beautiful. Can I request devotees take a turn to recite? Ram Lalla Prabhuji, would you like to go first, Prabhuji?
prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirashapajayate prasanna cheta sahasu buddhi parjavtistate. Will I try?
In line by line, Prabhuji.
Yes. Prasade sarva dukkhanam
Prasade
Sade
sarva dukkhanam
sarvadukhanam
anirashapajayate
hanirasyopajayate
Yanirasyopajayate
prasanna cheta sahasu
prasanna chetaso
Prasannachetaso
hyasu
Yasu
buddhi parjavatistate.
Buddhihi
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 paryavatishtate.
paryavatistate.
paryavadishtate.
Very good. Sita Sundari Mataji.
prasade sarva dukhanam hanir pajayate prasanna cheta suhyasu buddhir parjavatistate. Prasade sarva dukhanam
Prasade
Prasade
sarva
Sade
dukkhanam
sarvadukhanam
sarvadukhanam
हानिरस्य पजायते
हानिरस्योपजायते
प्रसन्नचेतासु हि यासु
प्रसन्नचेतसो यासु
आशु
बुद्धिर्पर्यवतिष्ठते
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
पर्यावतिष्ठते.
Very beautiful. Gauri Mataji, would you like to go?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay. Prasade sarva dukhanam.
You recite
All
once
together, Mataji.
and then later
Okay.
second time.
Oh, first time recite Prabhuji. Okay. Prasade sarva dukhanam hanirasopajayate prasanna chetaso hasu buddhihi paryavatishtate. Prasade sarva dukhanam
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां
hanirasopajayate
हानिरस्योपजायते
prasanna chetaso hasu
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु
चेतसो
बुद्धिहि पर्यवतिष्ठते.
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Very nice. Thank you. Sanchita Mataji, please.
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो हि यासु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते. प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां
Prasade Sarvadukhanam
उपजायते
Hanirasopajayate
प्रसन्नचेतसो हि यासु
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Mataji, please.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Prasade sarva dukhanam hanir asyopajayate prasanna chetaso haya ashu buddhihi paryavatishtate. Prasade sarva dukhanam
Prasade sarvadukhanam
सर्वदुःखानां
hanir asyopajayate
हानिरस्योपजायते
hanirasopajayate
prasanna chetaso haya ashu
prasannacheto
प्रसन्नचेतसो यासु
hayasu
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते.
बुद्धिः
buddhi
पर्यवतिष्ठते.
paryavatishtate.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Jai Mataji, please.
Prasade sarvadukhanam hanirasopajayate prasanna chetaso hasu buddhi paryavatishtate. Prasade sarvadukhanam
प्रसादे
prasade
सर्वदुःखानां
sarvadukhanam
Anam
hanirasopajayate hanirasopajayate
हानिरस्योपजायते
prasanne chetaso hayushu
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु
prasannachetasayashu buddhi paryavatishtate. Buddhi
बुद्धिः
paryavatishtate.
पर्यवतिष्ठते.
Pawan Prabhuji, please.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु। प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिर्हस्योपजायते प्रसन्ना चेतसो यासु बुद्धिः पर्यावतिष्ठते। प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां
Prasade
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां
Sarvadukhanam
हानिर्हस्योपजायते
हानिरस्योपजायते.
hanirasopajayate
Ayate
प्रसन्नचेतसो हि यासु
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु
बुद्धि पर्यावतिष्ठते
बुद्धिः
Buddhi
पर्यवतिष्ठते
Pariyavati.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Usha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, thank you. प्रसादै सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो यासु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां
प्रसादे
सर्वदुःखानां
सर्वदुःखानां
हानिरस्योपजायते
हानिरस्योपजायते
Pariyavati.
प्रसन्न प्रसन्नचेतो यासु
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु
प्रसन्नचेतसो
Yashu
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
बुद्धिः
बुद्धिः
Buddhi
पर्यावतिष्ठते
पर्यवतिष्ठते
Pariyavati.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhavati Sakhi Mataji, please.
प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां
प्रसादे
Sadi sarvadukhanam
सर्वदुःखानां
हानिरस्योपजायते
anirasopajayate.
हानिरस्योपजायते
जायते
प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु
Prasanna cheta
प्रसन्नचेतसो
sohyasu
यासु
बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते
बुद्धिः
बुद्धिः
buddhi
पर्यवतिष्ठते
pariyavati.
पर्यावतिष्ठते
Also, would you like to read the translation, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Translation. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. Thank you, Prabhuji. Srila
Okay.
Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that is the recitation part. Now we shall hand over the session to Sanchita Mataji to take us through these two verses of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, Sanchita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, I'm doing one or two in the
64 and
message.
65, Mataji.
Oh, I prepared a bit only for 64.
That's all right,
64, 5, I
Mataji.
can just touch. Yeah.
65
Yes.
does not have purport.
It doesn't have a purport. Yeah, it's only the threefold of measure. Okay, Prabhu. I'll try.
Sure, Mataji.
Yeah.
Am I hearing Sanchita Mataji voice very low or everyone feels the same thing?
Can you hear me?
Seems fine to me.
Okay,
Prabhu,
then it's fine, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, can you everybody hear me properly?
Yes, Mataji, I can.
Okay. Thank you. I'll just share my screen just a second. Yeah. Can you all see?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, I'll start with verse number 64. We recited it, so I'll just quickly recite and then go on to the translation and purport. Ragadvesha vimuktais Vishayan Indriyas Charan Atma Vaishye Vidhyatma Prasadam Adhigachate. Synonyms: Raga, attachment; Dvesha, and detachment; Vimuktaihi, by one who has become free from; Tu, but; Vishayan, sense objects; Indriyai, by the senses; Charan, acting upon; Atma, Vaishya, under one's control; Vidheya Atma, one who follows regulated freedom. prasadam, the mercy of the Lord, adhigachati, attains. Translation: but a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Purport by Srila Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is already explained that one may externally control the senses by some artificial process, but unless the senses are engaged in transcendental service of the Lord, there are every chance of a fall. Although a person in full Krishna consciousness may apparently be on the sensual plane, because of his being Krishna conscious, he has no attachment to sensual activities. The Krishna conscious person is concerned only when the satisfaction of Krishna and nothing else. Therefore, he is transcendental to all attachment and detachment. If Krishna wants, the devotee can do anything which is ordinarily undesirable. And if Krishna doesn't want, he shall not do that which he would have ordinarily done for his own satisfaction. Therefore, to act or not to act is within his control, because he acts only under the direction of Krishna. This consciousness is the causeless mercy of the Lord, which the devotee can achieve in spite of being attached to the sensual platform. Yeah, so this is basically kind of summing up the question Arjuna asked, like, in verse number 54, I guess, like, he's asking, yeah, here Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit and how does he walk?" So basically, before this, we have already discussed these points. So when he says, like, how does he speak, and let's briefly say, like, he's Asita Pragya, speaks without any material desires. He's unperturbed. He's always truthful and focused, and he's always focused on the divine. And how does he sit? He sits like very undisturbed by the dualities of, like, whether it's cold, hot, praise or blame, pain or pleasure, success or failure. He always remains unperturbed, and he's always satisfied in the self. Like, he doesn't have, like, springing demands of his bodily needs, and he's always withdrawn from his senses. And now in this last question we are discussing, which is about, like, how does he walk. So this is this shloka about, like, this is referring basically here that how does he walk. So basically this is us, like, this is us, like, this is what is Krishna expects of us. So though we are entangled in this material world, we have to keep on moving. So moving means we all the time we are not in the same place, we have to move. But even though we move, we have to control our senses and act according to Krishna's will. So, and when one does that, and when can one do that? When he's free from all the attachment and aversion, and he's able to do that while controlling his senses through the regulative principles. And Prabhupada always says these are the regulative principles of freedom, because though it might feel like we are disciplined, but when we are disciplined, we are able to move around with more freedom. Like, we do not get entangled. Like, when we were in India, we had a different kind of environment. We had, like, warm weather, more pleasant and all. Here we come, but still we used to follow the regulative principles. When we came here, it's much colder, it's the food is different and everything. But when we stick to these regulative principles, follow our things, do Ekadashi, do the austerities, then it's freedom. Like, we do not get attached. Like, like today is Saturday, most of the people, they would go, like, for a party, or or like engage in other sense gratification things, but because we are trying to control our senses, it has become a freedom for us. So we are still following the principles, we are happy. And what happens then? So this Bhagavad Gita, of course, we have already mentioned that everything is step by step, and that's why it's a science. And then what happens? When we are able to do that, then we get complete mercy of Krishna. So what is the mercy of Krishna? That is the prasad. So that mercy we are discussing just briefly in the next shloka. But here we would discuss how we should act. So it is already explained that one may externally try to control the senses by artificial process, but unless the senses are engaged in transcendental service of the Lord, there is a chance of fall. So we have given this example before, but still again referring it to the same analogy, like of we know Vishwamitra Muni and Haridas Thakur. So Vishwamitra Muni also, like, he meditated for thousands of years on Lord Shiva. But Indra, he was very envious, and then he sent Menaka, was one of the Apsaras, and immediately he had a fall down, right? But because though he was meditating, what is it saying? Like, unless the senses are engaged in transcendental service of the Lord. So Lord here means Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it's very difficult to control the senses, but we have to, if we give it a higher taste, then we are engaging the mind in a different track, and then it's mostly under control, and then the chance of fall is less. But Haridas Thakur, we see that Ramchandra Khan, like the ruler over there, he sent, because he was a Muslim and he was chanting Lord's name, Ramchandra Khan, he thought he will bring bad name to his community. So he sent Lakshahira, the prostitute, to him, but we know the story. So he kept on chanting, and even she became a devotee, his disciple, and she was called Haridasi, I think, Haridasi. So Haridas Thakur could have gone from there, because he didn't want any conflict with Ramchandra Khan. But what did he have? He had a higher purpose. He thought he can preach. Somebody has come. He knew her purpose, but he thought that if I preach her, if I am able to give her the higher taste, then I am doing service to the Lord. So instead of going away, he waited for 3 days. He could have gone somewhere else and chanted, right? But he did not do that. He sat there and chanted so that he could give the higher taste to her also, and then make her a devotee. So he did a service to the Lord. So now here we comes, like, we will commit to the, although the person in full Krishna consciousness may be in the sensual plane. So that's what he is like. He had that opportunity to, but because he is Krishna conscious, he has no attachment to all these activities. The Krishna conscious person is concerned only by the satisfaction of Krishna and nothing else. So Haridas Thakur, as I mentioned, he could have gone somewhere else, but he thought, if I preach one, he makes, if like that should be the motto, in each one preach one. So he did that, like, and he gave her a higher taste and gave the nectar to the prostitute, and she became a disciple, a devotee. Therefore, he is in the transcendental to all attachments and detachments. So he is like a Sita Pragya. If Krishna wants, a devotee can do anything which is ordinarily undesirable. So here we can take the example of Lord Shiva, like, during the churning of the ocean, when the halahal poison came out, nobody wanted to take that poison, but because Shiva, he's tomorrow is Shivaratri, so it's a nice time to talk about him. We'll talk briefly after this purport about him. Like Lord Shiva, he took that because he was still thought he was doing a service to the Lord, so he just took the poison. So ordinarily it's undesirable, nobody would like to drink the poison, but Shiva, because he's a devotee of the Lord, he did it. And if Krishna doesn't want, the next thing, where is the thing? If Krishna doesn't want, he shall not do that which he would have done ordinarily for his own satisfaction. So here we see the example of Prahlad Maharaj. Like, in the Rakshasa Gurukul, they were being taught, like, Hiranyakashipu wanted, like, be taught that he is the like supreme head of the kingdom and the world, and like all the things that they wanted to teach the teachers, the Gurukula teachers, Rakshasa teachers, but because he would not do that. I mean, anybody, like the torture he had to go through, any ordinary person would have done that. But because Krishna doesn't want that, he's completely surrendered to Krishna, he did not do it. So we see like how devotees of the Lord, they act according to Lord's will. Therefore, to act or not to act within his control, because he acts only under the direction of Krishna. So we give the example of Lord Shiva and Prahlad Maharaj, and of course there are so many other devotees who act under the direction of Krishna. This consciousness is the causeless mercy of the Lord. How are they able to do it? So it's if like Vishwamitra Muni, he meditated for so many years, but it was in void. Like, he wanted some benedictions. That's why he and in the I think Gangotri, I think Gomut over there in river Ganga in the very cold winter weather, he dipped himself till his neck, and then he meditated for so many, but he did not give his mind a higher taste. So until we learn to give the higher taste to the mind, it will definitely, there'll be a fall down. That's the main thing. And how can we save ourselves? When we attach to the lotus feet of Krishna, and then we get the causeless mercy. And devotees, though we are in this material world, if we try to do that, then we even while we are moving, we have to move, right? Like, we have to move, just not physically moving, I'm saying, but moving, like, if being in this material world, we can, like, suppose we have a car, we have a Maruti Suzuki, which will still take us from point A to point B. But after Maruti, we might think, no, we might get a Toyota. After that, if you want to expand horizontally, for material satisfaction, after Toyota, we might think, oh, now we have got the electric car, Tesla. So it never ends. And then after that, I want a branded car, like a Maserati, something like that. So horizontally, if we try to expand ourselves, move ourselves, it will get entangled. But if we try to move vertically, move towards Krishna, then we are able to get his causeless mercy. Because on the top we have the spiritual, which is the spiritual consciousness, and the Vishnu Tattva, and here we have the Jivata, the spirit and the matter. So between the spirit and the matter, what is it that we are hanging? We can either go up or either go down. So one thing which keeps us, like as Arjuna says, like, mind is most difficult to control. So it's the mind between the spirit and the matter, which if you are able to discipline the mind, if you are able to follow the regulative principles and discipline the mind, then we are able to control the senses, and then only we can focus on Krishna, learn the scriptures and learn about Krishna, and free ourselves from this, detach ourselves from the sensual platform. So yeah, this was a small one. I'll give some reference, like from the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter 22, verse 39. So here we'll read the translation first. The devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome the hard-knotted desires of the fruitive activities, because it is very difficult. The non-devotees, the jnanis and the yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. So that's what we were saying, like, it's mind. If we suppose we are having a like something small like rasgulla, but if somebody is given a prasadam, which is like more like Krishna prasadam. Of course, it's more tasty. Just having a rasgulla, maybe his material senses, his palate is satisfied. But with Krishna prasadam, because Lord, when we chant Krishna's name, Krishna cleans our the contamination in our heart. So when we have prasadam, so then only we can get out of the knots. Otherwise, it's suppose the gyanis and the yogis, they are not able to do so because there is no mercy. Therefore, you are advised to engage in devotional service of the Krishna, O son of Vasudeva. So time and again we hear the same thing, like here in this sloka, Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam cha yad ahetukam. So here the same point is stressed that Bhaje Vasudev indicates the one who is engaged in the loving service of Krishna, the son of Vasudev, can easily stop the waves of material desire. Otherwise, the mind cannot be controlled at all. As long as one artificially tries to control the desires, he will certainly be defeated. That is indicated in this verse. So, to try to stop desires is impossible. One has to desire the supreme in order to not get entangled in inferior desires. The jnanis maintain a desire to become one with supreme, like to merge with the Lord, like with Brahman realization. But such desire is considered to be kama or lust. Similarly, yogis desire mystic power, that is also kama. But the bhaktas, not being desirous of any material enjoyment, becomes purified. Therefore, their artificial attempt to stop desire, because there is no, sorry, my apologies, my mouse is sometimes like working funny. Why are they able to do that? Because there is no artificial attempt to stop the desire. And we see that in one of the Bhagavad Gita shlok also, Vishaya Vinivartante Niraharasya Dehina Rasavarjam Raso Api Asya Param Drishtva Nivartante. So we had done this shloka before, said that though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense enjoyment remains, but seizing such enjoyment by experiencing higher taste is fixed in consciousness. So basically that is the main tattva of this shloka. So here today we'll try to discuss, because tomorrow is Mahashivaratri, and we know Lord Shiva, he is one of the greatest devotee of the Lord. So, and the Srimad Bhagavatam mentions that this shloka, Canto 12, chapter 13, verse 16, it says, Nimna Ganam Yatha Ganga Devanam Achyuto Yatha Vaishnavanam, we recite this verse quite often, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu Purananam Idam Tatha. So what does it mean? Just as Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among all deities, Achyuta is Krishna's another name. Lord Shambhu, Shiva, is the greatest of all Vaishnavas. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. So we see, like, Lord has so many devotees, like, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Narad Muni, Vibhishan, Hanumanji. There's so many devotees, but still Lord Shiva is said to be his greatest devotee. Why do we, like, why what are the qualities of Lord Shiva that he is always called the greatest devotee of the Lord? Before that, I'll show you something else. Yeah, here I'll first give some references that the in Bhagavad Gita, we have this which canto is this? Canto 4. Canto 4, the story of the Prachetas. You know, the Prachetas, they were the son of king. There was a king called pra, Prachinavar. What was it? Just a second. Yeah, Prachina Varni. Yeah, he was this king. So I'll just quickly say the story briefly. And here, you know, we have got so many Bhagavad Gitas that those are so not Bhagavad Gitas. There are so many Gita we have. Which are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, like the Venu Gita, the Rudra Gita. So here we'll see how the Lord Shiva, he he recites this Rudra Gita and helps the Prachetas, the son of Prachinavarhi, how they can meditate on the Lord. And there are other Uddhava Gita. So we have heard about these different Gitas. So here we'll just briefly, not because these are 30 verses, will not go in detail on the verses. I'll just tell how the context came. So he was a king. He was a king Prachinavarhi. He was from the Dhruva Maharaj's dynasty. Prabhu, please correct me if I'm wrong, but he had got 10 sons, and they were called the Prachetas. So the king said, like, you know, for them to get married and beget children to expand his kingdom, for that they all entered the ocean and practiced austerity and penances for thousands of years. So while they were going to do this, going to take a dip in the ocean, while they were on their journey, they were resting beside a lake. And from that lake was a beautiful lake. It was like full of lotuses, and there were swans, and it was very beautiful, and they got really attracted, and they waited, and soon they saw saintly personality coming out of there, and that was Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, they paid their obeisances, and Lord Shiva told them, "You are really good sons of King Prachina Varhi. I know what you are going to do, and I will teach you." So, here he is saying, Lord Shiva is saying, "You are all devotees of the Lord, and as such, I appreciate that you are respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. I know in this way that devotees also respect me, and I am dear to them. So no one is as dear to me as the devotees as I am. No one can be as dear to the devotees as I am." So now he's saying, "Now I shall chant one mantra which is not only transcendental, pure, and auspicious, but the best prayer for anyone who is aspiring to attain the ultimate goal of life. When I chant the mantra, please hear it carefully and attentively." So, though he says it's one mantra, maybe for Lord Shiva it's one mantra, but because earlier, all these scriptures, they were all condensed form. They were huge mantras, but later, for the understanding of the devotees, because people found it very difficult to understand, right? So uh, it was then divided. So here I saw it was nearly 30 verses, and it's called RudraGita. If you search online, there's like in YouTube, it's chanted very nicely. So we'll read a few prayers from here and then move on to the next one. So what does Lord Shiva addresses, like when it's chanted, it's very nice, but sorry, maybe we can do a different session on that, doing this Rudra Gita, and how beautifully, Lord Shiva glorifies the Supreme Personality of God, and that's how he tells the Prachetas that you can also do the same. So briefly, I'll go through few, and then maybe we'll do it some other time. Lord Shiva addresses the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the following prayers. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all glories to you. You are the most exalted of all realized souls. Since you are always auspicious for the self-realized, I wish that you be auspicious for me. You are worshipable by virtue of all perfect instructions you give. You are the super soul. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you as supreme living being. And then, my Lord, you are the origin of the creation of by virtue of the lotus flower which sprouts from your navel. You are the supreme controller of senses and sense object, all pervading Vasudeva. You are most peaceful because you are self-illuminated existence. So we have covered all this, kind of in Brahma Samhita and Kingdom of the God and all, like, you are Vasudeva, you are Sankarshan. Here he's saying you are the predominating deity named Sankarshan. Then he goes to say you are the deity directing the deity called Aniruddha. You are the master of senses and the mind. And my Lord, O Aniruddha, you are the authority by the doors of the higher planetary system, and you are the provider of the Prithvi Lokas as well as the demigods. I think today morning we were doing this, So you are the gigantic universal form, and so this prayer goes on till I think 68. Yeah, so as I mentioned, this is quite big. So I'll read the 67th one. And then, my dear Lord, any learned person knows that unless he worships you, his entire life is spoiled. So Lord Shiva himself, so he's saying, entire life is spoiled if people don't worship you. Knowing this, how could he give up worshipping your lotus feet? Even our father, our spiritual master Lord Brahma, unhesitatingly worshipped you, and the 14 Manus followed his footsteps. And so the prayer finishes, and then he says, I think with this the prayer finishes. My dear Lord, all actually learned persons know you as the supreme Brahman and the super soul, although the entire universe is afraid of Lord Rudra, who ultimately annihilates everything. For the learned devotees, you are the fearless destination of all. So Lord Shiva is saying, Lord Shiva, we know he's got when he is in the spiritual realm, he is Sadashiva. And when he is in his Rudra form, he is the material world, and that also he is he is the protector of the bhutas, pisachas, and the other jivas and the pretas. Today we were doing this also, Lord has entitled him to look after them, so he is their God in the mode of not sorry in the maybe we'll come to that later. I'll just finish this and move on. So now he is instructing the prachetas that, my dear sons of the king, just execute your occupational duty as kings with pure heart. Just chant this prayer, fixing your mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. That will bring you good fortune, for the Lord will be very much pleased with you. So with this, the Rudra Gita ends here. And as I was mentioning, here the Goloka chart, we see we have Lord as Shiva as Sadashiva, who is in the spiritual realm. And in ISKCON, the Vaishnavas, they worship this form of Shiva, but Shiva of course has this material in the material world. He is Rudra. He's being entitled, asked to do this, taking care of the jivas who are in the mode of ignorance, the bhutas, pishachas and all. But as well as he has got tomorrow is Mahashivratri, it's the marriage day of the masculine and the feminine form, which the Lord again instructed them to do the creation, so they are our ultimate father and mother in this world. They are our protectors, Devi Parvati and Lord Shiva, Mahadev. So when we approach them, but they are very kind. If we approach them for material success, they will give that. But through it's mercy of the Lord that we have been connected to the Vaishnav philosophy. And what he says, Sadashiva, if you ask him for mercy, in this RudraGita we saw, he himself is instructing, these prachetas, you worship the Lord in this way and then your life will be fulfilled. How can one not do that? So we see Shiva is like, why is he able to do that? He's so detached. He's like Asut. He gets pleased so easily. These are the qualities of Lord Shiva. Even being there, even Daksha, his father-in-law, Uma's father, like he was so egoistic and so rich and all. Shiva, like, he had the power to annihilate, but he never, like, get in, like, messes around with him. He's still meditating in the way he wants to do in Kailash, just detached from everything. And the forms of Sadashiva we see, like, so this is this concept, like, we have to understand very carefully, that is very subtle. So we see so many Shaivites, like, they are also worshipping. If we get into context, discussion with them, they'll say Shiva is the Supreme Personality. But here we see that Shiva himself is meditating on the Lord. So whom do we meditate? Like, when we ask, because Shiva is merciful, so whom do we meditate? The Sadashiva form. And the Sadashiva form is like, even in our Panchatatvas, Advaita Acharya, he is incarnation of Lord Vishnu and Sadashiva. And he himself, like, prayed with Ganga Jal and Tulsi Saligram on the Saligram Shila, praying for, because too much of Kali Yuga was too much getting deteriorated, so he prayed for the Lord to appear in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I'll share here. We see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He, of course, he did his Leela, but we see, like, there are a few places in Orissa near Jagannath Puri. It's called the Bhuvaneshwar Lingaraj temple. There we see the Sadasiv form of the Lord. The Gopeshwar Mahadev we know in Vrindavan, that is also the Sadasiv form of the Lord. So there are a few where in Mayapur also there is Sadasiv in one of the mutts, Gaudiya Mutt, I think near that there is a Sadasiv form of the Lord. So we pray to Lord Shiva for our spiritual upliftment. So here we see in the Madhya Leela, so this was like, this is Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu travels to the holy places. So when he's traveling to the holy places, so there are many holy places he goes there. We'll not discuss that. I'll quickly come to the point where he goes to a Shiva temple, which is verse 75. Yeah. So yeah, we can read from here also. So in Sri Shaila, Lord Shiva and his wife Durga lived in the dress of Brahmanas. When they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they became very pleased. So while he was on parikrama, he was on Tirth Yatra, he visited and paid obeisances. Like Lord Shiva, dressed like Brahmana, gave alms to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and invited him to spend 3 days in solitary place. Sitting together, they talked very confidentially. So we see, like, even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is also showing, like, this gives us, like, sometimes ISKCON or Vaishnav, they think Shiv Tattva is such, like, nowadays it's becoming like more, they're trying to understand the subtle difference between that, but earlier they used to think that Shiva is just a tattva, it's for mode of ignorance. Prabhupada himself said, like, though he's controlling the jiva tattvas of mode of ignorance, but he gave a nice analogy, like, jailer, the prison officer, if he's controlling the prisoners, that does not, who are in the mode of ignorance, that does not mean the prison officer is also in the mode of ignorance. So it's not that Shiva, he himself, he is much more elevated. He's an elevated devotee. And another thing I want to mention, Prabhupada gives another example of milk and yogurt. So Lord Krishna is the milk, and from milk, yogurt also comes from milk. But of course, from milk you can make yogurt, but from yogurt you cannot make milk. So cannot go back to milk. So Lord Shiva is considered as yogurt, and Lord Krishna is considered. So only through Lord Shiva we can ask, we can get the mercy of Lord Krishna. So that was one tattva. And another thing which I just found out recently, with this we'll end this part and then maybe go to the next shloka. You know, this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had, so this is called the Shiva Ashtakam. Shiva Ashtakam, it's in the KK songs. Of course, maybe for recitation or singing, we will do it some other session, otherwise it will become too long. So you see here in the end, it says, this song was originally sung by Lord Chaitanya in glorification of Lord Shiva. How important is these tattvas? Like we do, until we deep delve into this, we do not find out, and we do not glorify Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva, but Krishna is only happy when we glorify his devotees. So Shiva, if he is considered as the greatest devotee, then we must glorify him as well. But this was, but here you see the author is Murari Gupta. So Murari Gupta was one of his, very confidential devotees like Ramananda Roy and all. So he's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he shared his very intimate pastimes with Murari Gupta and Ramananda Roy and as such. So this for singing we might leave it some other time, but I'll just read the meaning and see how beautifully Lord Chaitanya. So in one side we see that Lord Shiva glorifying through RudraGita, other side you see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is glorifying Lord Shiva, and with this we'll end this part. So I perpetually offer obeisances unto you, the Lord of 30 primal devas, sorry, who are the original father of created beings, because Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati have been assigned this duty of creating this material world. So after Lord Brahma, you know, the secondary creation, we have learned about this, will not go into detail about that, whose character is gracious, upon whose head, which is crested by the sickle moon, the Ganga springs, and who are the festival for the eyes of Gauri, the fair goddess. I offer my obeisances to you who resemble the moon of molten gold, who are dressed in garments colored in groups of budding blue lotuses and lustrous rain clouds, who bestow the most desirable boon to your devotees by their delightful dancing. No, just a second. Sorry, Prabhu. Who bestow the most desirable boon to your devotees by, so it's saying, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, who bestow the most desirable boon to your devotees by delightful dancing, who offer shelter to those who seek to become one with the transcendental effulgences of Godhead, and those who flag bears the image of the bull. So those who want to become want the Brahman realization, Lord Shiva will give that also. I offer my obeisances to you who dispel darkness with your three eyes, the moon, the sun, and the fire, and thus cause auspiciousness for all living entities of the universe, and whose potency easily defeats thousands of moons and suns. I offer my obeisances to you, whose form is brilliantly illuminated by the jewels of Anantadev, the snake, the king of the snekas, who possess the divine potencies and are clothed in tiger skin, who stands in the midst of the 1,000-petal lotus, and whose two arms are adorned by lustrous bangles. I offer my obeisances to you, who bestow happiness to your servitors as you pour upon them liquid nectar flowing from your reddish lotus feet upon your charming ankle bell, with which charming ankle bells ring. Obeisances unto you, you are adorned by the abundance of gems. Please endow me today with pure love of Sri Hari. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is in the mood of Srimati Radharani, so he's asking, it's so beautiful, between them the relation is so transcendental and so blissful. So he's saying, he's praying in his prayers, he's saying, please endow me today with pure love of Sri Hari. O Sri Rama, O Govinda, O Mukunda, O Shauri, O Krishna, O Narayana, O Vasudeva, I offer my obeisances unto you. Sri Shiva, who are the monarch ruling over all the bee-like devotees who are mad to drink the nectar of these and thus and other innumerable names of Hari, and who thus destroys all grief. I offer my respectful obeisances to you, Sri Shiva, who are forever inquired of confidentiality by Sri Narad and great sages. So Lord Shiva, he is, why does, like, we don't understand these tattvas because Lord Shiva, he has himself said that, keep me like that, maintain my confidentiality. So it's like by Narada and the great sages, like we know that Lord Shiva, when we say Brahma Vishnu Maheshwar, we say it's like the Lord for annihilation. They don't understand the Sadasiva, that the material world or the impersonate, they don't understand the Sadasiva tattva because he himself, he wants to be like, he does not want to be any propaganda Lord Shiva, he wants to be left like that, who very easily bestows boon upon them, who bestows the happiness of Hari Bhakti to those who seek boons of you, who thereby creates auspiciousness and thus the Guru of everyone. Because Lord Shiva, when we see his meditating, in his meditating position, whom is he meditating upon? He is meditating upon Lord Sankarshana. So Sankarshana is an incarnation of Lord Balaram, and Balaram is Adi Guru. So that's why he's connecting, like, he's thus the Guru of everyone. Yeah. And the last one, I offer my obeisances to you who are the festivals of auspiciousness for the eyes of Gauri, that is Mother Parvati, who are the Lord of her life energy, who bestow rasa and are expert in forever singing songs with eagerness, the pastimes of Govinda. So we hear, like, in Bhagavatam, the Shuka bird, like, when Lord Shiva is saying, reciting Bhagavatam, pastimes of Govinda to Mother Parvati, this bird, Sukha, the parrot, it heard, and that, and they were doing it confidentially. That's a different pastime, but we see, like, they are also in between them also, they are always Mother Parvati, she's always eager with her eagerness to know the pastimes of Govinda. And one who hears the 8 prayers glorifying Lord Shiva with the loving feelings and great devotion can quickly gain the love of Lord Sri Hari. And who is saying this? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying this, as well as transcendental knowledge, the application of knowledge, and unparalleled endless opulences. So we see, like, Lord is glorifying, it is given in the scriptures. So we must pay our obeisances onto Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati on this Mahashivaratri. And with the final shloka is like, we'll just briefly touch it. So it says prasade sarva, sorry, I'm running a bit over time, Prabhu, but I'll quickly finish with this one. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanir asyo pajayate prasanna cheto hi asu buddhi parya vatistate. Yeah. So prasade, on the achievement of the causeless mercy of the Lord, sarva, of all, dukkhanam, material miseries, hanihi, destruction, asya, his, upajayate, takes place, prasanna chetasa, of the happily minded, he, certainly, asu, very soon, buddhi, intelligence, pari, sufficiently, avatisthate, becomes established. So, for one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of the material existence no longer exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. So yeah. So the previous slok we see what when we try to act according to the Lord's will, then Lord gives the mercy as prasada. So what is the prasada? So he said the prasada is the one who is for one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, threefold miseries they no longer exist for them, and they are into transcendental position, like the pure devotees of the Lord. in a in the satisfied consciousness, and the buddhi yoga, so the intelligence. What is intelligence? It's not the material buddhi, it's the material the buddhi to understand Krishna is soon well established. So what are the three material miseries we know? Adi Adhyatmic, like Adi Daivik and Adi Bhautik. So one miseries which one causes to oneself, like to the body, and the one is caused by the others, like insect bite by other people, other jivas, and the Adhyatmic is the ones like the from the nature, earthquake, floods, forest fires, and all those. By the nature also has a way to punish us. So all these threefold miseries, no longer exist for a person who is situated as a sthita pragya. So yeah, with that I'll finish, and sorry, please forgive me for my mistakes, and sorry for getting a bit over time. I just wanted to glorify Lord Shiva also on this auspicious occasion of Mahashivratri, and thank you very much for listening to me. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely explained, and also including Vaishnava Meta Shambhu. Shambhu is he is our foremost Vaishnava. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay. Can I request all the devotees, if you have got any questions, kindly ask Mataji. Jai Mataji. So I'll just go devotee by devotee. Jai Mataji wanted
Oh,
to
no.
ask any questions.
No, you should have started with Ramlala Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Oh dear. No, I'm just in awe of Mataji, how wonderfully she gave tonight's lesson. I learned so many things myself about the RudraGita. And so it would be so nice to do that one day. And all the things you mentioned about Shiva. Sometimes I think we have misconception about Shiva, and but yeah, it was such a lovely thing you talked about Lord Shiva. And then the way you explained, I really, it's not about stopping our desires. Sometimes our desires will not stop, but it's just about, you talked about channeling them as well. So that was really nice. And one example that came to my mind, and only because that we have been doing it recently, is about Brahmaji. How when he first came from the Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and he was doing through his own efforts, he was going up and down that stem trying to find the source, but he couldn't. But only when he concentrated on Lord Vishnu, and then things became clearer to him, and then he could do what he was supposed to do, the knowledge he got. So those kind of things, yeah, Mataji, it was just such an amazing class. Thank you so much.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we'll move to
Thank
Prabhat.
you, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for listening, and I'm glad we all learned together something. I meant to, I always had the desire to do it, and maybe I was just thinking, instead of today, that was a desire. I was thinking, instead of today's class, could we have glorified, like on special occasions earlier we used to do, like Ramnath Sukha Prabhu used to come and earlier, and then he glorified Lord Shiva very nicely, Sadashiva form and all. But I never got a chance. But Lord, with the desire I had, just somehow this shloka came to me as a service, and then we could connect, like how we are not able to do that, but how Lord Shiva able to channelize his complete energy into the higher taste. And that's why he's, of all the devotees, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. So I thought, why not glorify Lord Shiva on the special occasion? So thank you for listening, and I'm glad you learned something. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhavati Sachi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Sanchita Mataji, as always, so wonderful. Thank you so much for explaining so nicely these verses and about Lord Shiva. we always hear quoting Lord Shiva as a Vaishnavanam Yatta Shambhu. So you give a brief, nice explanation, wonderful explanation. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful. Sita Sundari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Sanchita Mataji. It was really very nice, and we learned a lot about Shiv Mahadev, because we have indeed, we in our country we have misconception about Mahadev, Lord Shiva Shankar, Shiva Shambhu. And when we come to know about RudraGita at that time, we come to know about to who he glorified. So we don't know. We only think that Shiva Shambhu is the he is the Parameshwar. So that is why we need to know exactly. Thank you for your elaborate explanation, and the main thing is you glorify. At the same time we heard the glorification of Shiva Shambhu also. So it's really an opportunity to know about RudraGita also. Hare Krishna. And you explained the verse very nicely also. In fact, 2-3 days only we are anyhow same thing is going on, how to control our mind. And it's not it's not in submissive way, how we can engage our senses. That is the main thing. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also, if I can remember the there also Mahaprabhu explained how we can engage ourselves, not by submissive way. It is Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya-lila 19 167. Anashaktasya vishayan jathaham upojuktashtha. That means how we can attach our senses in Krishna consciousness. That is the main duty of ourselves, not only like suppressed our senses. So what is the main duties? Sense objects remain, attachment disappear. How we can disappear the attachment? Being Krishna consciousness and by serving Lord. That is the main thing. And how we can use our senses or engage our senses for Krishna consciousness, like by seeing deity, hearing about Krishna Katha, eating Krishna prasadam, and speak about Krishna. So these are for everybody. Maybe it's not easy, but how you will be able to, because without the mercy it's not possible. Prasadam, we think that only prasadam means food. Anything comes from or grant by Krishna is prasadam. So we came to the contact of Krishna consciousness, and every day how fortunate we are. Not me personally, I cannot join every day. I am so unfortunate, but who are every day joining to this group anyhow by ether, online we are joining in the morning, evening. So this is also bliss, and this is also prasadam of Krishna. So we are hearing about Krishna, we are chanting Krishna Harinam Mahamantra. So this is the Bahunam janmanamante Gyanobanomam prapadante Vasudevam sarvamiti sa mahatma surdurlabham. So without the mercy of Krishna, it's not possible. We had, not for me personally, the devotees who come and practice Krishna consciousness, they have mercy of Krishna of many, many years. That is why we came to the contact of Krishna consciousness. So only it's not necessary to enjoy Krishna consciousness, to know, it's not necessary to control our senses. We should engage, and to who and where, that is the main thing. That is, we have to practice through devotee association. This is my realization. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Sanchita Mataji. Very nice class.
Very nice, Mataji, very nice. You just summed it up in brief, but that's the actual essence, that we have to be not by submission, but by higher taste. That is the Mool mantra. That's very true. Hare Krishna.
Ramlala Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Or you can ask, but I can do some higher, elevation. If I can't answer, Amoga Prabhu is there. So we have higher taste in our group anyway. So no worries. Yeah, Prabhu.
Same word I left to ask you. You mentioned, what is a higher taste? Can you explain me? Although you gave some, because I could not understand. Can you simplify? What does it means? Higher taste. Can you simplify? Will I paraphrase? Yeah, please.
Simple words. How can we explain, Prabhu? It's like engaging all our senses, like as a body, as a material being, we have this desire to do, like the mind to do things on their own, the five senses to act according. They want to hear good music, maybe eat some nice food and go to places, and get engaged in tangled material. So but we have got this human body to just make it come out from this cycle of birth and death, so that if we keep on doing the same things, engaging our senses like other jivas, then we keep on acquiring more karma. So instead of doing that, if we use this life, this body, to engage in the service of Krishna, like as Mataji also explained, like, the ears for listening Krishna's Kirtan, mouth for chanting, eating prasadam. And, Ambarish Maharaj, I think we had that example the other day we did, like when Durvasa Muni came. So how all his senses he engaged, like, for when we go for, use our leg to go for Dham Yatra and everything. So engaging all our senses, all our limbs, all our organs in Krishna's service, so that take us to the transcendental platform. That is the higher taste, like when we do, like, instead of, or what else, I don't know other way to explain, Prabhu, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. You explained. Yes, very nice. Other way you explained very nicely, because you explained horizontal and vertical. Actually, in this materially, we know that is higher math also. We do x-axis and y-axis, and that is also another z-axis also, because everything moving, we are following this axis. This following, then everything is dynamic way we are doing. So just people can think I am in the x-axis. You are mentioning how to materially, how to gratify everything. This is also, you think that some people can realize that this is a higher taste. But main point is higher taste always is Krishna can give. Otherwise, whatever we are thinking, maybe materially some food, maybe I can absorb some food. It is very nice. It is higher taste, many way. But it is not our desire, our way of thinking. Materially, maybe some material food, those who are non-devotee, maybe it's very good taste. Is a material is very nice, very good. What is the decoration and very nice presentation, very nice royal food. This is also higher taste. But the point is always we have to pray to Krishna. Please give me taste, give me oh energy of Lord. So that is our prayer. Oh energy of Lord, give me a higher taste. Just I can give a very quickly this another example. One of the devotee always coming to the temple and every day he is taking prasadam, khichuri and pakura, little same thing, similar thing, always taking. And he prayed to Lord Krishna, please give my food, prasadam will be very changed the prasadam, so that I can enjoy nicely. And he went to the temple room, but the same prasadam, same khichuri, khichuri and khichuri and same food, same menu, simple menu. It was not nice. And Monday same, Tuesday same, Wednesday same. Then Thursday he was thinking, every day he prayed to God, Krishna, and same thing. And then Thursday, one devotee asks, are you happy? Is the today you are feel happy? Is you feel high pleasant way? You are enjoying the food? Yes, I enjoy. Why? Because I prayed to Krishna and Krishna gave me taste. I feel this is the nice. I accept it. This is the my way. I have accepted. This is Krishna's sanction. Without his sanction, without giving me taste on my tongue, I feel this is the higher taste, not other thing. Even other thing, before I took other kind of food, even so-called, fish, meat, other thing, bone, flesh. Now he disgust. He does not like it. So that's why he thinks this is the higher taste. Only praying to Krishna, Krishna, you can give me higher taste. So this is the point when we are thinking. People, when we argument, when we justify others people, those who are non-devotee, we cannot convince them properly. But only pray to Krishna, and those who are pure devotees, through our prayer, it can be changed their heart. Prabhupada changed a lot of devotees at that time. At that time, no facility, higher IT connection, IT, no internet, nothing. But at that time, he convinced due to his purity. Similarly, he gave the higher taste to the devotees. Similarly, as a devotee who are preacher, who are doing, we have to always pray to Krishna. Krishna, we can give to Nityananda Prabhu. That is, I can pray, I can expand Krishna, your prasadam. This is the preaching. I can expand you, so that I can give your right message to the right way, to the right person, correctly. So this is actually higher taste. And a devotee, he feel pleasure when other devotee are all together. Kushantica, Romantica. Those other, when the Narada Muni, when he become happy, only seeing the devotee who are glorifying Lord Krishna. That is always, they feel happy. So this is the point. It's a long way to say, but as a simple way, we are running even in the x-axis, horizontally, vertically, and the materially we can develop. But if our direction is not upper direction to Lord Krishna, lotus feet of Krishna, so our z-axis or y-axis will not move. We will remain in the material world, life after life. So that's why our prayer should be correct way, and our prayers how can help to others. So both way, both direction. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Very well, Prabhu. Yeah, that's so beautifully explained. Yeah, the Krishna's causeless mercy. We are able to do what we are doing, trying a little bit our endeavors, because of Krishna's causeless mercy, Ahetuki Kripa. Otherwise, like, what were we? Very insignificant in this world. So that because of his mercy, we are able to maybe just starting to taste a bit of the higher taste. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So that's very nice, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we'll get a few more devotees. Gauringi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Sanchita Mataji. I cannot say anything, Mataji, but Mataji, always when you give class very nicely explain about Krishna, to Krishna's mercy and Krishna's beauty, everything. Mataji, you explain always nicely. Then go ahead like this every time, Mataji. We will listen. Listen is one is sound is one of bhakti. So anyhow, I need to listen. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol Mataji, you say so sweetly. You're just, it's like, your few words are transcendental and it's more than, like even if we say so much, we speak so less, but that is the mellow in that. Like, Shravanam, of course, is the first thing we need to do. And through Shravanam, lots of Shravanam, years of Shravanam, I could say whatever I could say. So yeah, and we all need your blessings to, like, you are a mother, like a mother, so motherly. So we need your blessings to keep on engaged ourselves in Krishna's service. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please. If Usha Mataji is not available, Pavan Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Mataji. Sorry, I joined late a little bit today, but yeah, it was really good session, and nothing to add from my side today. But I was listening. Really good session. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very good.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mother Prabhu. Sorry, I just couldn't unmute. Thank you, Ms. Sanchita Mataji. Very wonderful class. As always, you have so much knowledge and then you explain so nicely. Ram Lala Prabhu adds, Sita Sundari Mataji adds so much. Yeah, you always talk very nice and then you guys giving so much examples, so many. And then tomorrow is there, Mahashivratri, so you talk about the Shiv. So beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay. And yes, I really should whatever Sanchita Mataji has been describing and explaining everything. This is what we desire, feel to hear from the devotees. When they speak about Krishna, we see their mellows. We know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shiva. But when devotees are speaking and the attachment they have got, their realization they have got, so it will add more and more beauty to the katha. This is Yashaha Sivaha. Yashaha Sivaha Sushrava Arya Sanghame. This is called Arya Sangha. Arya Sanghame. Yadhrachaya pa upasrunoti. Te asak little bit. Yadhrachaya Yadhrachaya. Even though unknowingly, just Yadhrachaya upasrunoti. Te sakrit little bit as well. So this is Satsangal Mukta Sango Hatam Hate Buddha Kitchamanam Yasho Yasya Sakrida Kadnyarochanam. A little bit, it is very, very so relishing to hear from the devotees. Thank you so much, Mataji. There are many things to discuss, but due to the time, okay, so we request all devotees kindly unmute and do 3 loud Hari Bols to Sanchita Mataji.
Maybe couple of lines. I'll just add the things I wanted to say then, but it slipped. But we know this that Lord Shiva, in the pastimes of Krishna's pastimes also in Vrindavan, like in Gokul, when the Brahmanda can't happen, like the universe, Krishna showed the universe in his mouth. Then Mother Yashoda, she was so scared, and then she prayed to Chinta Haran Mahadev, like to for the way, because she thought it's something has happened to him, some other powers have taken him over. So she prayed to her Chinta Haran Mahadev for his well-being, so that he's protected and taken care of. And again we see like Gopeshwar Mahadev, like when in the Rasa dance, how we know the story, just so I'll not get into the detail. So Krishna said he is Ishwar to have me as your husband when the gopis wanted. So pray to like Gopeshwar, he is your Ishwar, Gopi is Ishwar. And then they did pray to Mother Parvati's other form Katyani as like form as well, to get Krishna as the husband. So we see there, like all the Lord and his devotees, they have so much in every pastime. Here and there we see Lord Shiva, Mother Parvati glorified. They're all serving the Lord, and that should be our mood, to be able to serve the Lord in our capacity, in between the sensual being on the sensual platform without attachment. So yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, so here Lord Shiva, as a gopi, he also wanted to enter into Krishna's Rasa Leela.
Actually, we have to remember Shiva there, because we have to understand who is Shiva. Shiva is Mangala, is a auspicious, and we have to know that is a Shoti quitted her body. After that, Shiva was dancing. Actually. So we have to know who is Shiva. Actually, is the father of the another way of father of the universe. Actually, so there is another from another analogy, but we have to understand who is a Gopishwari. He's actually he desired to dance with gopis, but his form is male form. He has no ability to dance. So he became as a Gopeshwari. And whenever we have to go to Vrindavan, we have to take permission with Shiva. He is a Gopeshwar Mahadev, a gatekeeper of this spiritual, or whenever we have to go to, we have to take permission. He is actually the pure devotee, the highest form of devotee. So that's why we have to pray to Lord Shiva as well. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. You explained nicely. All this information is very nice, actually. We have to understand and we have to follow that instruction. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji. Very beautiful. And also just once again, Mataji was asking, Prachina, but he comes from Dhruv Maharaj lineage. So here Uttanpad and his child here, Dhruv Maharaj, and he has got Vatsara, and then Pushparna, and then in his lineage, Chakrusha Manu. And then later on, there is a Prithu Maharaj comes, and then after that Prithu Maharaj, it is the what is it? Barhisat, and then Prachetas. So here, Barhisat is also called the Prachina Barhi. Okay, and here it is Prachetas. Okay, so this is Dhruv Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, and then Prachetas. That is the lineage.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you. Yeah, I had seen it before, but the fourth canto has got so many names, and Basira, that name, yeah, I read, but Varhi Satya, and then he's called Prachi. I forgot. So, but it came from the Dhruva Maharaj lineage. I remembered that. So these names, I'm not very good at that, but thank you for connecting it and showing it like that. That's a very nice for the devotees to connect also. Yeah, so to the Prachitas. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can you give to the group or group?
This one, Prabhuji? Yes, Prabhuji,
Yeah,
I
this chant.
have heard it. Yeah.
Then other devotee will know that. Yeah, sometimes it's a good. Yeah, really.
Sure, Prabhuji. Yeah, I'll share it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Can I request all devotees kindly do unmute and then do three loud Hari Bols to Sanchita.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari
Thank you so
Bol.
much.
Thank you
All
so much.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we shall move to the next part. Narasimha praise. Can I request Gaurangi Mataji to lead and we all follow behind Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. All right, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhu. Shall I start, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णु ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहं श्रीनरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लाददेश जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृङ्ग नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
Namaste Narasimhaya
प्रह्लादलाददायिने
Prahlada
हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वच्छहाय
Hiranyakashipu
शिलाटङ्कानखलाय
Nakalaye
इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह
Ito
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narasimha
बाहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह
Bahe Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे
Narasimhamani Sharanam Prapadye
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे
Narasimhamani
Narasimhadim
Sharanam Prapadye
Prapadye
तव करकमलभरे नखम् अद्भुतसिंगां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपुतनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam
Nakham
Adbhuta
Adbhuta
Shingam
Singam
Lalita Hiranyakashipu
Kashipu
Tanu
Tanu Bringam
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa
Jaya
Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
केशवधृता
नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
हे जगद्रीता नरहरि रूपा
जय
जय
जगदीश
जगदीश
हरे
हरे
जय
जय जगदीश
जगदीश
हरे जय
जय
जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव
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 जय
नरसिंहदेव
नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय
जय प्रहलाद
प्रहलाद महाराज
महाराज
जय
जय प्रहलाद महाराज
प्रहलाद
प्रहलाद
महाराज
महाराज
जय प्रहलाद
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय
जय
प्रहलाद
प्रहलाद महाराज
जय
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज जय
प्रहलाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय
प्रभुपाद
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 प्रभुपाद जय
जय
प्रभुपाद
प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय
गुरुदेव
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 गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
जय
Hari
हरि
Bol,
बोल
Hari
हरि
Bol,
बोल
Hari
हरि
Bol,
बोल
Nitai
जय
Gaur
गौर
Hari
हरि
Bol.
बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल
Hari
हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
Nitai
हरि
Gaur Hari Bol,
बोल
Hari
हरि
Bol,
बोल
Hari
हरि
Bol,
बोल
Nitai Gaur
जय गौर
Hari
हरि
Bol.
बोल
विघ्न विनाशकारी नृसिंह भगवान की
Jai,
प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय
Jai,
जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
Jai,
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
Jai,
महाशिवरात्रि की
Jai,
शिव पार्वती जी की
Jai,
पशुपतिनाथ भगवान की
Jai,
गोपेश्वर महादेव की
जय
Jai,
जय गौर प्रेमानंदी
Hari
हरि
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Gaurangi
हरे
Mataji
कृष्ण
ki
जय
Jai.
रामलाला प्रभु जी की जय
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 ऑल डेवोटीज की जय
जय
Hari
हरे
Bol.
कृष्ण
हरे
So blissful, so beautiful, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.
So Gaurangi Mataji is so beautiful, very beautiful. Mataji's presence itself so beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी हरि बोल
Hare Krishna. Now all together unmute and say Hari Bol to honoring Amaga Prabhu.
Yes.
Vivo.
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol.
Hari
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 Bol.
Bol.
हरि बोल
Hari Bol.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for everything you do for us. We
यस
are progressing spiritually through your guidance and your
preaching knowledge and sharing and being patient and giving everybody chance. So we are so fortunate that able to get that higher taste here in our Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Evil.
So Srila Prabhupada's mercy, devotees' mercy. So I'm being raised here by all here devotees. So I'm still a child here in front of all of you. So just trying to serve all by the mercy of the devotees and Srila Prabhupada. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so with that one, we shall conclude our session for tonight and see you tomorrow morning for Japa session at 5:30 a.m. Panchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Anantakoti Vaishnavini Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.
Just met everyone.
Hare Krishna.